Hi, it's Bob Miller over at the Bob Miller Realty Group, and today we're going to try and cover rentable usable square footage in a short period of time. So, for the purposes of this discussion, we're going to be talking about a multi-tenant office building. And in this office building, let's say for example it's a 40,000 square foot office building with 5,000 feet of common area. Now, common area is generally defined as this common area hallway, the lobby, restrooms, the landing area of a stairway, possibly some switch gear on the interior of the building, fire riser room. If those take up approximately 5,000 square feet of the 40,000 square foot building, that's a 12.5% load factor. Or another way of putting it is if a tenant is interested in this space, and that's 2,000 square feet, then their usable square feet is 2,000 square feet with a rentable square footage of 2,250. So, how do you come up with these numbers? Well, the best way to come up with them, hopefully, is the architect who is the original designer of the building is going to provide those numbers to you. You don't want to get involved in making those up yourself. You're just going to open up yourself to liability. However, in an older building, those numbers might not be readily available. You might not have the drawings on the building itself, and I advise you to have an architect go out there and do some field measurements and come up with that. So that way it's easily defendable. Now, you'll hear many times from a tenant's point of view, what's the method of measurement? And somebody will say, well, it's BOMA. Well, prior to me making this video, I tried to look up that BOMA, which I had known years ago. And the exact definition is so confusing that I think if you get 3 different people to tell you what the definition of BOMA is, you're going to hear 3 different responses. So what I suggest is that you have the definition of measurement and disclose the method of measurement within the lease document itself, and provide a time frame for tenants to verify and object to the measurements that are being provided in the lease agreement. That way you're not getting yourself into trouble. Something else that's involved in that I've heard quite often is people have said, can a load change? The common answer is no, a load can't change. The building is this size and it's fixed for life. However, think about this for a moment. Up on the 4th floor, landlord leases out the entire floor plate. Now, the landlord is leasing out this entire floor plate. Well, let's say it's a 10,000 square foot floor plate. It's easily said that that's 10,000 usable square footage, and the load factor is now different because that hallway no longer exists. The elevator shaft, of course, is there, and there might be something coming up, but that is clearly all usable square footage. I think to be proper, you have to go to all of the existing tenants and amend their leases and change that rentable usable figure for the entire building once you have that tenant. Most landlords don't do that. The rentable and usable is somewhat skewed, and whoever buys the building understands this, and that's the way it goes on. So, but in the big picture, that's the rentable usable. It's important to verify, understand the method of measurement, because some people might measure it to a drip line, some people might measure it to the exterior face. You just don't know until you have those things verified. Hopefully that answers a few questions. If you want to have some more specific questions, feel happy to give me a call, drop me an email. I'd be happy to help you out. This is Bob Miller. You can always find me at bobmillerrealtygroup.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.